is a big week coming up here in Hong Kong. Of course, it is BMW Derby week, and we've got a great night of racing coming up as an entree at Happy Valley on Wednesday. It's great to have your company here on Racing to Win. I'm joined by Paul Lally and Nick Child in the studio. And Nick, plenty to look forward to Wednesday night at Happy Valley. What are some of the highlights?
Yeah, look, it's certainly a nice competitive card, isn't it, this one? And I think there are some older horses on this programme that could well feature at the business end of their respective races, and also some interesting newcomers, all three of which line up in the same race. So, look, it's a really good competitive card and, yeah, a very nice appetiser for the weekend.
Yeah, and they're all lining up in the same race, Paul, the newcomers. Are there any jackpots for the meeting?
Yeah, there is. There's a triple trio jackpot. 2 million goes into that, so that should get up to over the 5 million mark for that particular bet type. Yeah, look, there's a couple of horses a bit unlucky last time. There's a few up-and-comers, so it should be, all in all, it should be something for everyone.
Yep, and the St Patrick's theme continues at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Well, a lot of action happening here in Hong Kong and overseas in terms of Hong Kong Raiders heading across to Dubai for the World Cup meeting coming up on the 30th of March. And the Hong Kong horses left to head across to the Middle East this morning. And here's some of their track work, Paul. Voyage Bubble looked to be moving very well on this piece of track work yesterday morning.
Yeah, he did, and he was going really nice with Nimble Nimbus, so it was a good piece. California Spangle wasn't asked to do too much here this morning. He's a last start winner, of course, and his piece was quite good as well, just an 800-metre gallop for him, and you can see him doing it nice and easy as he comes down, and so he looks good. Side Success likewise. Now, one thing about him at Dubai is he's been there before. He went last year, of course, and raced with Full of Merit, and he's going nicely here with a couple of just even sectionals, but he looks relaxed, doesn't he, as he's coming into it?
Now, Straight Aaron also heading across, Nick, but he was at Happy Valley last Friday morning for a tune-up in a 1,700-metre trial.
He was, yeah. Look, it was a nice trial from him here as well, Straight Aaron. So, you know, he looks primed and ready, doesn't he, to go and do battle over there in the Middle East. And, yeah, there was enough to like about the trial here, Tom. He's quickened up well, and he looks like he's done all the necessary work needed to perform at his best, hopefully.
Yep, indeed. Shame Russian Emperor not heading across there. Who do you think, Paul, is probably the best chance of the Hong Kong Raiders heading across to Dubai?
Oh, I think Voyage Bubble, actually, the way he's going really well at the moment, so I think he's a big chance. California Spangle, was good to see him bounce back to form.
It certainly was. I mean, look, the way he ran last year, Slight Success in the Alquars certainly wouldn't be without some sort of chance. And, you know, John has taken him once, he's taken him back, and he's an interesting runner.
Yep, he had a super campaign across there last year, did Sight Success. Of course, Derby week, and a few of the main hopes for the BMW Hong Kong Derby have stepped out on Tuesday morning at Sha Tin. And we're first of all here looking, Nick, at Massive Sovereign. What about him heading towards the Derby? Really, really intriguing. Zach Purton for Dennership.
He certainly is, Tom. Yeah, look, he's clearly a very talented horse. Not many horses do what he did on debut here in Hong Kong, obviously winning over that sort of trip, 2,000 metres. And look, he's proven now that he will stay. He looks well. He should strip fitter for it, and he's a leading player, Paul.
He definitely is. He's yeah, as you say, just adds another layer to the Derby as well. Here's one that was a lot of people's early favourites for the Derby in Shoot, and he's doing what he has to do down the outside here as well. You can see him in this trial. He was going pretty well.
Like this horse a lot. I think he's my idea of the Derby winner. And I know, having spoke to John Size, he sort of queried his class at one stage, Tom, but I think he's proven that now with a good run in the Classic Cup.
I almost feel like, Paul, he'd be one horse that wouldn't want a sit sprint affair. He'll be wanting a truly run race where he can maybe sort of get over top of them late, won't he?
Yeah, definitely. He looks a real stayer in the making, doesn't he?
Looking here at Chang Cheng Glory, this on Tuesday morning as well, and of course Keegan de Mello not riding him in the Derby, but where do you feel he's at the moment, Paul?
Well, I've always liked this horse, and I just wondered about him in the Classic Cup, but he showed he was up to it, and he ran really well. Now, Speed Dragon ran well in the mile, but maybe a little bit disappointing in the Cup. So a good run, I think, from both these two. They've both got credentials.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it'd be hard pushed to rule anything out, in fairness. And here's a look at Starmac. Of course, he's been racing extremely well in both legs leading up to the Derby as well. Going up in trip again, I know trainer David Hayes is very bullish and confident that the trip will pose no issue to him. And you know, he's clearly a talented horse, and you know, he's always been of the opinion, Tom, that this horse is better than his rating. And he is looking like that with every run, really.
He's a horse that always gets back because Nick is on the back foot at the start, and isn't he? So up to 2,000 metres is a trip that looks appropriate for him.
You'd think so, absolutely. And I think going back to what you mentioned earlier on, Tom, as well, is that pace is going to be a crucial point in this race. And just going back to Ensued, I'm glad that Ryan Moore's riding because I think he's so tactically astute, he'll sum it up very quickly.
Yeah, barrier draw is going to be a massive part in this race because obviously there's that little run to the first bend. And Starmac, probably one that doesn't really care about barriers because he'll get back anyway.
Indeed. Still standing by for some further news as well on Helios Express. It came out late last week that he had obviously had a few little issues with hoofs, so let's hope he makes it to the Derby. Don't forget, however, on Thursday morning, 11:30, you can join the live cast on the website for the barrier draw of the 2024 BMW Hong Kong Derby coming up this Sunday at Sha Tin. So the fields will be out from 9 a.m. Thursday, and the barrier draw live on the website at 9:30 a.m. hkjc.com. So can't wait for that this weekend, the BMW Hong Kong Derby, and a look at some of the track work for our Hong Kong runners heading across to represent Hong Kong, China over in Dubai for the World Cup meeting. Let's have a look at the meeting details for Wednesday night at Happy Valley, and it is meeting number 56 of the season. 9 races on the C+3 turf. The 2 races we're previewing here on Racing to Win are races 8 and 9, a Class 3 1650 and a Class 3 over the 1200 metres. Let's look at race 8, the Russell Handicap, and here is the lineup for the contest with Hammer on. The blinkers are off. Luke Ferraris and Francis Loy. So we joy coming off the All Weather. His first run on the turf this season. Grateful Heart's been a little out of sorts and maybe questions over the 1650. June Planet, a last start winner. Lavero's got another wide draw to contend with here. Barrier at number 12. Amazing Duck for Jimmy Ting and Matthew Poon. Samarkand, a last start winner, but is 0 from 5 in the grade. Aestheticism made up a little bit of ground from back in the field, and Solar Go-Go down at the bottom has the blinkers on for David Hall and Ben Thompson. The speed here, Nick. Amazing Duck can lead. Can Lavero get across from his stall and sit handy?
Well, look, it's an ask, isn't it? It is a wide draw, but obviously Amazing Duck, noted leader from a good draw and should hopefully be able to get to the front. 18 Palms, Lavero, both of course have drawn wide, but they might just be able to muster enough speed to get into good position. Samarkand, I don't think will be too far away. Ivy League, I would have preferred him from a better draw pull.
Yeah, he could be wide here. Look, some of the horses that have drawn inside haven't got much early speed, so that might give Lavero and 18 Palms that chance to get across. One thing with Amazing Duck is he's never been to Happy Valley before, but the way his running style is, he should be suited by the valley.
Well, let's find out a little bit more about Lavero. He was beaten by one of his stablemates last time out in a terrific 3-way battle, and his jockey Angus Chung spoke to Nick on Tuesday morning down at the track.
Angus Chung, you've got some nice rides coming up on Wednesday night, and probably the nicest one is Lavero. He's really turned his form around since he's come to Happy Valley.
Yeah, his body, his fitness is a top right now. He was a bit fat at the beginning, but I see his the body shape. He getting skinnier and muscle getting stronger. So and I trialed him in Chongfa. He was so impressive for me, to be honest. I asked him to go. He just listened to me, right for me to ask him to go. So I think he's in the top form.
Talking of that recent form, Angus, there was a great 3-way photograph, all trained by your boss, Tony Cruz. Sadly, this horse had to finish second, but the form's looking good.
Yeah, last start, 3 horses in the finish is quite memorable for me. Yeah, he's in top form. I think this race, the problem probably just the barrier, barrier 12. I might need to use a bit more to get him in front. If I plug, I get a rail would be good because 3 starts, I got a rail, in the boss seat, he ran very well. Hopefully I can get a bit luck to get a good position.
There is a bit of speed in the race, Angus. I mean, does that help you from a wide gate to get that position? I mean, there obviously will be a number of horses that want to go forward. Does that help you in any way?
100%. If don't have horses, the field is just like tight and I couldn't go anywhere. But if they're going quick, the field is going spread up and it's helped me to get in the position. So hopefully that happens for me on Wednesday.
So Angus Chung touching on Lavero, who lines up over the 1650 metres in race number 8 of the afternoon, the evening at Happy Valley. And here is Tony Cruz in terms of his 1650 record, Nick, at Happy Valley, where he's got a 43.3% top 3 rate.
Yeah, it's a very good one, isn't it? 7 winners, the 19 placings as well. So when it comes to 1650 metre racing, Paul, Cruz is your man.
Yeah, and I think he can increase that with Lavero. Of course, D-Star is really well rated now, but he's out of form a little bit. Smart Beauty's in great form. Colourful Emperor's the last start winner, so all those horses going well at the moment.
And the red star next to D-Star and Lavero, of course, are Tony Cruz's 2 runners over the 1650 metres at Happy Valley. We can have a look at a last start winner in the form of June Planet, and he was given a lovely ride here by Karis Teton, drove up the fence and scored here. Of course, the horse he beat, Nick, won at the weekend, 18 Palms Ivy League. I thought Aestheticism's run wasn't too bad here.
No, do you know what? It wasn't the worst at all. I mean, going back to the winner, of course, you've got to just love the way he's battled on here under Karis Teton. He's really gone for everything, and he's managed to outpoint Outgate, as you say, who has won since. So the form is good. And do you know, I didn't mind Ivy League. He's actually a pound lower than his last win, so he could be interesting.
Yeah, just a draw with Ivy League, but yeah, it was a nice strong win from him. He did get the race run to suit. It was set up for him, but he did what he had to do, June Planet, and got the job done.
Certainly did. Ivy League, just a one-time winner. Moving on to Samarkand now, Paul, and this is a horse generally, so to speak, has been allergic to winning in this grade.
He has. He comes back into it, but he's never been in this type of form before. He's won 3 out of his last 5 starts, this horse, and he's going, well, I'm going to put him in on a minor line because I think he'll be in the right position.
Yeah, look, as Tom alluded to there, and rightly so, he has struggled in a higher grade. I mean, those runs were when he first arrived. So he arrived off 67, would have naturally found it difficult. But look, he's clearly found his form now, and you'd be hard-pushed to say he couldn't get up and compete, but obviously it is tougher.
Yeah, beat an odd winner in that race in the form of Sturdy Ruby. One more to have a look at here, some track work of Hammer on now, and this is him up at Chung Fa. Paul, he's been moving well enough, you think?
Yeah, he's been going okay. Hammer-on, he's just been out of form a little bit recently. I'm not sure what's happened there. They're going to take the blinkers off and try him. So look, I still want to see him do it on the track.
He's £2 higher than his course and distance wins, so he's getting to the right mark. But yeah, I agree with Paul. I'd like to see a bit more form from him.
Yeah, the blinkers are coming off. Hammer and Luke Ferraris and Francis Lloyd teaming up with the top weight there. In the melting pot, Paul, the selections, who comes out on top?
I'm going to put Lavero on. He comes out of a strong form race. I thought Red Air King's come out of that race and won since. I think he can get across. All these 4 I've got right on. I think it's going to be pace dictated, this race. So amazing duck from the front. 18 Palms should get in behind, and Samarkand won't be too far away. So I think it'll be pace orientated, so I've gone that way. 6, 7, 4, 8.
Yeah, also going the 6 here. I think he's a strong chance here on the back of a very nice trial, and we heard from his rider Angus Chung there a few minutes ago. June Planet, I think it's every chance he's in form. 18 Palms can run well under these conditions, and Ivy League, he goes in for 4th. 6, 5, 4, 9.
That is a look at race number 8, Wednesday night at Happy Valley. We're going to take a quick break here on Racing to Win. On the other side, we've got the preview of race 9, the last run reminder, and the best in value bets for the card at the Valley. Racing to Win continues for our Wednesday night 9-race fixture at Happy Valley. But before we get into the last race, it is time to have a look at the last run reminder, Paul. And this week we're unveiling G1 Excellent.
Yeah, G1 Excellent. Hasn't won for a while, but last time he did win was off this rating. So he's come down to a winnable rating. And look, he's spent a bit of time up in Chung Fa. And this race I thought was pretty good. This is back at the end of January. You can see him wide and at the back there. And they didn't go very quick here. You can see a half a second slower than standard for the first 600. He's still last on the bend, and he comes sort of through horses. He was momentarily held up there as well, but once he got into the clear, he finished off very strongly. Now, we have seen a really good turn of fit from him in the past, G1 Excellent, so hopefully he can produce this. He has put on a bit of weight, so we'll find out if that's a good or bad thing, but he did hit the line strongly, I thought.
OK, it was about this time last year where he had reeled off 3 wins in a row. So that is race 2, number 8, G1 Excellent. Time to preview the final event coming up at Happy Valley, which is race number 9, the Tinlock Handicap Class 3 Sprint contest here. Harmony and Blessed has a £10 claim with Alice Wong. Eason, last one off 84, is marked 77 here. Sugar on a quick turnaround from last Wednesday night. Colourful Emperor last winner goes up £7. Golden Empire, further down you've got Healthy, who's got the pacifiers with the cowls going on. Leslie has the pacifiers with the cowls coming off and the blinkers being reapplied. Further down is Solar Partner, he's stepping up in grade again. Wings of War and Chain of Gold for Karis Teton from barrier number 11. Pace here, Nick. Harmony and Blessed likes to go forward. Colourful Emperor likely to be the other one that's up handy as well, you'd think.
Yeah, look, there's a decent enough bit of pace on here as well. I mean, Healthy's never a million miles away. You've got Sugar as well, who will be prominent. Well, Wings of War, he's now run a couple of really nice races, hasn't he, for his new stable? And he's drawn 3 here, Paul. So I imagine he should get a good position. Yeah,
look, I think every horse is going to get their chance in this race. Harmony and Blessed, Alice Wong's riding on a crest of a wave at the moment, and especially at Happy Valley. And look, with that £10 claim, he can go to the front, and I think he can stave off Colourful Emperor in the early stages.
That is the speed map. A man that has been out of the saddle for 6 meetings is Lyle Hewitts, and no doubt he's chomping at the bit to get back in the saddle Wednesday night, and he's riding here Golden Empire for Francis Loy.
Lyle, Golden Empire is a horse that you know well. You're back at the races this Wednesday night, of course, and today's a horse you've got some previous form on. You must be looking forward to getting on his back again.
Yeah, we're just looking at the program and just asked Francis if he would consider running the horse here, and while he's in good form, we thought we'd take the chance. So happy to be aboard him, and he's a nice, uncomplicated ride that I look forward to my first meeting back.
You managed to get the win a couple of starts ago. Obviously, he has gone up in the weights. He's a horse, Lyle, who's always just struggled sort of when he gets sort of above 70. Do you think there is a bit to come from him still? I mean, he did back up the win with a nice effort when obviously you weren't on board.
Yeah, I think, obviously his win was very convincing, but with that said, he had everything and more go his way. It was absolutely perfect, but then it was nice to see him run a good race again after that. So he's obviously gained some confidence and maintained a good level of form, but like you say, the form doesn't lie. He's just battling to win off a mark that he's around now. When he gets lower 60s, he's very competitive. But nonetheless, I think it's a race where he'll be one of the leading lights again, and I just hope he can maintain that form.
Have you had a chance to sit on him? I think you have galloped him, haven't you?
Yes. No, look, he's doing well. He doesn't show too much in the morning. He's quite a laid-back track horse, but yeah, that's just the way he is, and he knows when it's game day.
As for you, Lyle, obviously you've had a couple of meetings on the sidelines. The 25th of February was when we last saw you. Obviously, you've had that enforced break. You must be really eager to get back in what's a busy week.
Yeah, for sure. We bowed out a winner that day, and hopefully we can come back 1-2. But yeah, nice to get this meeting under the belt before going to the big weekend ahead as well. So very much looking forward to this week.
As far from your horse in the Derby, Speed Dragon, how do you assess his chance? Obviously, it's not an easy race by any stretch, but you're happy with him going into it?
Yeah, the thing is the top quality horse in the race do have question marks over the trip and whether they'll settle. So Speed Dragon is a horse that I know will get the trip, and he's uncomplicated and very, very genuine horse. So put a line through his last run, and his classic mile run was excellent. And this morning he galloped beautifully, so all systems go.
Lyle Hewitts, of course, partnering Speed Dragon in this weekend's BMW Hong Kong Derby. We can move on and have a look at a few of the challenges here in this final race, and we've got Harmony and Blessed up on the pace. Colourful Emperor ultimately won this race, Nick, and Lightning Bolt was a fair way back, but thought he made good inroads at the end. He
did, yeah. Look, I mean, it was sort of good runs all round, really. Obviously, notably the horse getting his head in front. So we'll obviously focus on him, and he was favourite, so he was well fancied to do so. But here you can see as we pick them up, look, old Harmony and Bless. He's a 7-year-old nowadays. He's actually got £10 coming off here with Alice Wong's claim, so he could be quite an interesting runner. But didn't mind the winner here, Paul, but he does have to step up again.
Yeah, he does meet him better in the weights. It's Harmony and Bless with Colourful Emperor. But look, he did win nicely, Colourful Emperor, and he's drawn well in barrier too. I think the same thing will happen. Alice will try and lead, and the other horse, Colourful Emperor, will try and come off his back.
He's got a £17 turnaround as Harmony and Blessed with Colourful Emperor for that last meeting. Wings of War hasn't won yet here in Hong Kong, but was third last time out. Back here with Healthy Paula, who I thought was a bit plain in this, and I wasn't overly keen on his recent barrier trial either.
No, I've left him out for that reason. He's drawn nicely in 4. He sort of likes to boss from the front a bit, and with all his pace in the race, I don't think he's going to get that opportunity. So I was happy to watch Healthy. Wings of War's had 2 runs to the new stable, and you can see him finishing off strongly enough here as well. So, look, he's going to go in for me from a low draw.
Yeah, look, I totally agree. I think he's a knocking chance. Wings of War, 2 starts for Dougie White, 2 good runs, good draw, lots to like. Harry's on board again.
Another one to look at here is Sugar. Now, this was his winning performance a couple of starts ago. He, of course, raced last Wednesday night. In this race, as well as America to Spec, so were Eason in it as well. Sugar just was a victim of circumstances last time out, and it caught 3 wide, but still a lot to like about his run. He stayed on incredibly well. Yeah, look, tremendous effort. He's a really honest type of horse, and he's got a great affinity with Alfie Chan as well, rising for the 14th time. He's looking for his 5th win. Good effort from him. America to Spec, so Paul has trailed well since, and you can sort of set your clock by him, really. Yeah, he gets back, he runs on strongly, but from barrier 1, I think Sugar's going to have a really good chance because he's going to be in a lovely position. Speaking of America to Spec, so he's to be ridden by Antoine Hamlin, and Antoine Hamlin's ticking along quite nicely in terms of his 2023-24 season. Nick, with 13 winners from just on 229 rides. Yeah, and you know, he's not too far off of equalling, and I'm sure passing last year's tally as well. So, look, great to see him riding away. He's an excellent rider, Antoine, make no bones about it. And there's a look at his rides on the card. Super Fast Dragon could be an interesting one. Dan Attacks a horse he's been getting on well with Paul, and obviously America to Spec. So yeah, Molly's Witness was very short in the market on his debut, was a little bit disappointing. See if he can bounce back. And Diamond Winner, another one that's very consistent in the lower grade. One final replay to look at here. It's Solar Partner Paul, a horse you've always been a fan of. Zach Purton rides, but this grade, he tends to struggle for some unknown reason. Yeah, look, they put him up 8 points from this win. But look, he's in good form at the moment. He's a horse going well at Nice. He's got Zach aboard from barrier number 7. I thought it was a really strong win. He probably deserves the 8-pound put up. He's got to come back into class 3, but he has the lightweight. I think he's a chance again. I concede he's in form, but the closest he's got was 2 1/4 lengths, 5th in a class 3. It doesn't quite do enough for me. OK, Zach Purton and Ricky Yu combining it there with Solar Partner in the last. Tips for the last race, Paul? Yeah, I'll go with Solar Partner. He's he's in form at the moment, so he's on top. Wings of War, still a maiden, but his last 2 runs have been pretty good. Sugar in there for 3rd. He's going really well at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised if he won. And Harmony and Blessed from the front meets Colourful Empress 17 pounds better, 10-11-3-1. Yeah, got Wings of War here. Quite keen on this guy, actually, in the colours of Mary Slack. Hopefully he can get the win here in those famous silks. Colourful Emperor in for 2nd. Sugar will give his running for sure from a good draw. And America to Spec, so he'll also run well. 11-5-3-4. Those are the boys' selections for the last, and don't forget you can find a preview of each and every race for Wednesday night at Happy Valley on the website. That is hkjc.com. Click on audio and video and you'll find all of the information there. Righto, time for the best bets, the plays and the value runners. Paul, you can kick things off. Yeah, going to go with Gallant Valor. This horse drew wide at his last start and I had to take him all the way to the back. Very eye-catching run as he came down the outside. He's going to be a lot closer in the run in this race. Now you can see him hollow there to switch back to the inside, and you can just watch him finish off with this turn of foot that he shows. Anywhere close to the pace, I think he can win. So Gallant Valor there for me is the best. And we'll make the long shot. Alice Wong, he's been in good form. He was good to me last week, and I think he can do it once again. He'll sit in the slipstream of Super Axiom. I think he can win. Race 5, number 4, E-Universe. The play we're going to do in race 2, 347 QQP. Yeah, my best bet coming up on Wednesday evening. Race 9, number 11. We'll save the best till last. Wings of War for Harry Bentley, who's been in really good form of late. This horse, he got a little bit further back than probably ideal in this race, but just look at the way he's run on quite strongly behind some decent types. And the race, I think, might well turn out to be a handy enough form race. He's only had 2 starts for Douglas White. Both of them have been good. Hopefully he can break through this time in. And the long shot, race number 2, number 8 here. G1 Excellent, back down to a very decent mark. Jerry Chow's £2 claim will also help. And the play, race 4, number 1, 4 and 8 for the 4th. Best bet for me is race 5, number 6, Super Charizard. Really unlucky at his debut. He's drawn 8 this time round for Mark Unum, stepping up in trip to 1,200 metres. The value in race number 2, number 3, Universal Blaze. Not really sure what kind of price he'll come up for for his debut, but I think he's got claims from the size barn and Sports Legend Super Charizard and the Khan, the play for race number 5. So those are the tips for Wednesday night at Happy Valley. Having a look at what we've got coming up over the next 7 days here in Hong Kong. Of course, we kick things off with Trackside Live tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 6:10. The Derby coming up on Sunday, of course, so 12:15 for race number 1, and then back to Happy Valley for the following Wednesday night. So can't wait, Paul, for the weekend of festive racing, including Victor the Winner coming up in Japan.
Yeah, so that's going to be good to see him, and we cheer him on the weekend on Sunday.
We certainly will. I can't wait for that derby, Tom. It's going to be a cracker.
That's it. So we look forward to your company. 6:40 race 1 Wednesday night, Happy Valley.